I think it's important also to see that you can operate on a very small footprint. You don't need so much capacity on these machines, and you integrate a lot of these services into small either virtual machines on a cloud provider or on-prem. If you take the contrast to how many people are doing naive cloud installations, they have hundreds of services distributed, and it's so easy to lose track and to underestimate the complexity of following up with all that streaming in between from one step to the other. So this tendency to not go back in time, but rather to use the amazing capacity that modern hardware has and do a lot of things on a very small footprint is an amazing counterpoint to what you see in some over-bloated cloud setups that we've seen with customers as well.
I love your use of the word, Alexander, naive. Because I think and you guys must be seeing this in your RFPs and the request coming in, but operational cost is under pressure across the board, and it's super fascinating that. In the past, I think operational cost was a little more driven. I will, very generically say by the reality that maybe business was under pressure, revenues were down. In other words, just like in our own personal lives, if I'm not making as much money, I have to cut how much money I'm spending, and so it was more kind of just very practical. Now, what's really fascinating to me, and it's terrible news, when you read about someone like a Microsoft or a Meta laying off literally, sometimes 10,000 employees. But what's super fascinating is these companies are doing it sometimes in the middle of record profits. And it's a head scratcher, right? And again, I can't even imagine putting myself in a position if I were working at one of those companies and was facing it, the emotion I would feel, like, hang on, you're eliminating my role and thousands of others.